had a lot of trouble lately.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Oh, let me turn off distractions. Um, Anything that can interrupt us. And go dark on the phone. Phone
So
is off. I look good. You look good.
look gorgeous. It's all audio anyway.
Everything all right?
Everything is good.
Beautiful.
So before we get going, just so that I know what direction to take the interview, you indicated on the little questionnaire that you're not willing to share
Oh, it's
the.
not that I'm not willing. It's that I don't have one. So I'm just starting out. I'm
Okay.
starting out with my own stuff. So I've been running a digital marketing agency for about 11 years, and I've been doing everything for everyone else.
Right.
So I maybe have like 10 names. So it's not that I'm not willing to. It's just I'm starting out now.
That's fine.
And that's the only reason why I put it there. It's no malice.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's great then, because 10 names is 10 more than somebody else might have.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm going to put it out on like my, like on my public pages, things like that. But,
Yeah, perfect. That's all I'm looking for.
Get, I don't have this big bang of people to.
And that's okay. Neither do I. So what I'm doing, just so that you're kind of going along the same timeline as me, for the launch day, what we're getting together is 7 or 8 different individuals who we interview, each for 6 to 8 minutes total, and they all go together on a page that Jamie is going to set up for a kind of a virtual summit, so that people can go to this page and see 20 different podcasts with 8 different episodes each, so that they can look at a whole variety of different things, different topics, and different little tidbits of information for them, and get it all in one place.
So cool. So are we going to be, is this going to be videoed as well, or is it only going to be audio?
No, it's just audio.
Just audio. We're just doing video for ourselves.
Yeah, just so that we're not talking to a wall.
Okay, got it. Okay. How do I sound to you?
You sound perfect. Everything's good.
Must be that great microphone I bought.
I've got a really nice microphone that I was using, but I didn't have my headset on. And unfortunately, my computer was picking up the audio too. I forgot to switch it. And on my very first interview, and the guy sounded like a god. It was all echoing in the background.
Yeah,
so I learned my lesson.
Yeah, so that's all gear and figuring it all out, and I'm in the middle of that as well. You know what it is that it's the shoemaker that goes barefoot. Yep. I've been doing this so long for other people, and it's like, what, cutting my own video, cutting my own audio, So, and the thing is that I do have a team that can, like produce content and things like that. But one of the precepts of my business is that I wanted to, do it myself first before I start giving other people to do it.
Right.
So
that's cool. Okay. So, I'll just I'll use the intro that you gave me. Thank you very much. That makes life a whole lot simpler than me having to wing it. And it'll just be a really straightforward, very short interview. I'm just going to ask you one question, basically.
Oh, wow.
And we'll go, we'll pull it out a little bit, but the question, just so you have a little bit of time to think about it, is what's the number one piece of advice you'd give to someone who's walking away from their 9-to-5 job?
Wow. Okay.
Just, because I know that according to your little bio, you were working in, the corporate world for a while, and you went off on your own. So and I'll go into this as my intro.
So how long and drawn out should I be about it?
Well, the whole interview is supposed to be 6 to 8 minutes with the intro and the outro and all that stuff. So you got about
relatively short and sweet. Okay.
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. Okay. Okay.
So we'll get going and see how it goes.
Awesome.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Beyond Retirement. I'm Jackie Doucette, and today I'm really excited to be joined by Jeff Mendelson, the founder of Effectivo Social, a full service
Effectivo.social.
dot social, sorry,
Mhm.
Effectivo.social, a full service digital marketing agency that develops comprehensive digital marketing campaigns for startups to established businesses. Jeff's based in Miami, Florida, but he works worldwide. He helps entrepreneurs conceptualize, develop, and then execute all-encompassing digital marketing strategies, sales funnels, paid campaigns, and getting the right people and disciplines in place. With over 15 years of continuous digital marketing experience in all formats, Jeff is a wealth of information on what works and what doesn't in the digital marketing space. Thanks for being here today, Jeff.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So you've got a lot of information that you can pass on to our listeners today. With Beyond Retirement, what I'm trying to share with them is the idea that there is life beyond a 9-to-5 career. Corporate jobs give you some security for sure, but there's so many other ways to make money, to earn a living, to support yourself, ultimately get the time freedom and the financial freedom that most people are looking for in their life. And along that kind of line, what advice would you give to someone who's planning to walk away from their 9-to-5 job and they're not really sure what to do?
So the first thing I would say is that it is never the right time. If you're going to wait for some magic bolt of lightning to hit you and say, this is it, it's probably not. In my experience, that decision was made for me in the form of a layoff, right? Which is inevitable anyways. So my advice would be luck favors the prepared, right? In that when you decide that you want to quit your job and you're worried about all the things like, how am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to buy that Starbucks in the morning? All of that, those are all really big questions. And I think what happens is that, first of all, you need to be prepared, right? If you think something is coming down the pike and you think that this isn't the right path for you, obviously you don't want to just tell your boss one day, that's it, I quit, and then not have a plan B. Realistically, you should be having a plan B, C, D, and F. And working with all of those together is going to make all the difference. Now, when I say plans B through F, right, I don't mean separate plans like in sequential order. I mean all of those running in conjunction. Okay. What that means, let me give you an example. In my business as a digital marketing agency, there are many different facets or many streams of income that can come in. One is just doing consulting work. Another one is doing website hosting. Another one is doing content preparation. Another one is programming, web or app development, things like that. If you don't have the requisite skills to blow it out of the park in any one of those one items, you should be thinking about how you can build yourself up using multiple streams of income, right? Because if you decide, let's just take the web developer route, right?
Sure.
Web development in general is, someone comes to you and says they want you to create a website for them. That's usually a pretty good check, right? And that, you can ask for $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is. You get 50% down, you get the other 50% when you're done, and then you walk away. Now, it's always easier to make a sale when A, you already have their undivided attention,
Right.
and B, if you can keep them on some kind of retainer or maintenance plan that will keep money coming in, even if that money is really kind of low, even if it comes down to like $100 a month. At $100 a month maintaining someone's website, I mean, realistically, how often are they going to call you? Once or twice a month, hey, put up this press release for me. If you know how to use WordPress or any one of these platforms, you can put that together very quickly. So maybe it takes you 20 minutes of your time, half an hour of your time, an hour of your time. When you start to amortize that $100 a month over a longer period of time, it all adds up. And if you think about it, getting 10 to 20 of these types of retainer contracts at a low at a low percolate, if you will, that's also money. That's also residual income that comes in all the time that you don't have to go out and fight for it month after month. And when you apply that same principle of bringing in recurring income, even if it's $10 a month, even if it's $20 a month, but if you're able to deliver those services all the way around, every little bit helps. But the main thesis here is multiple streams of income and being able to provide a service that either you or you can contract someone else whose time is much cheaper than yours to actually provide.
Wow. Okay. So multiple streams, that's important.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that all those multiple streams should be related to each other? If someone is just starting out brand new?
They should be related. So for example, the web development, right, is one stream of income. The maintenance of it is another. Hosting that particular domain, that website, is yet another. Producing the content to actually populate that is another. So yeah, it does need to be somewhat related. It would be a harder sell to sell someone a maintenance retainer, and then also I'm gonna for example, companies that have a lot of computers inside of their offices, to sell those, those on location services to fix their computers or fix their telephony. That to me would be a little bit too disjointed, and it's something I traditionally never got into. So
Okay.
that I would call more unrelated, unless you have a good relationship with these people. The big difference though is that is not entirely scalable, because what you're doing is you're stretching yourself too thin. You're not really building a business, you're building yourself a job. And if
Right.
you're building yourself a job, well, then your scalability is limited by the amount of time that you have in the day. And if you are, for example, serving local clients and you have 10 clients, 5 on one side of the city and 5 on the other side of the city, I don't care how big or small that city is, you're going to do a lot of time in the car and not doing a lot of time selling and working on your business. So,
Right.
so that's real important.
It is. So that's the key there. I think then what you're saying is you've got to find a plan to put it in place so that you can do a few things maybe for a lot of people and not take all your time to do it.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, looks like we've used up all our time already. That's really quick. Thank you very much for joining us, Jeff. If someone wanted to get in touch with you and talk to you more about your business, how would they do that?
Sure. So there are two ways. So the business where you can sign up and actually order something is Effectivo. So it's effective with an O, .social. Or you can look me up by my name, jeffmendelson.com, and get the lowdown on what I'm about and how you can reach me and how I can help you.
Perfect. I'll put the links in the show notes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you very much for being here. I really enjoyed having you.
It was very exciting. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so that's the end of that one.
Okay.
And now if you don't mind, the other thing that I'm doing, because it seems kind of silly to invite people to an interview and have it take, 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting you to talk a little bit more about your business, how you started it, the kind of things you do. And what I'm hoping to do in future episodes of the podcast is work little bits of it in around a topic that I'll be talking about.
Sure.
So I'm interested because you got laid off, so you had to start all on your own. What was it like? What was it like?
So the joke I tell is that if you look today on my LinkedIn profile, all of the previous companies that I have ever worked for in the past do not exist.
Oh, wow.
They're all gone. I mean, through mergers, acquisitions, disappearing out of business, without whatever it is, they're gone. The only one that's still around is mine, right? The one, the one that I'm maintaining. I think that's very telling, and that, no external company is going to keep my best interests in mind. I mean, don't get me wrong. Working corporate is a very safe bet.
Yep.
But it's not guaranteed. There are no guarantees anymore. And especially when we're thinking about, um, what can happen with, even big and popular companies, who's to say if you're working for Facebook today, that Facebook is going to be the number one social network 5 years from now. Look
Right.
what happened to MySpace 5 years ago, right? It used to be the biggest thing on the planet. Now it's a shadow. Um, just things like that. You really need to. You really do need to be proactive in thinking about what am I going to do and how am I going to keep this sustainable.
And did you find you were doing digital marketing kind of stuff before as a corporate job? Were you?
Not really. My background was in programming and technical sales.
Right.
So I always found myself speaking, translating the technical into corporate, right? So I would be the technical guy that would go on a pre-sales visit to any number of Fortune 500 companies. So I fell into the marketing part almost by accident, because what I really started out doing was websites and website hosting. But
Okay.
then I found it very hard to keep that sales funnel full. So what I started doing was imagining ways on how I can create those multiple streams of income, how I can keep charging their credit card through any amount possible each and every month. I mean, I would do web hosting for $10 a month. I would do web hosting for $200 a month. It's depending on the type of service, how many websites and things like that. It was always flexible, right? And I customized it all based on the needs of the client. And it's something that I was able to do. So now, instead of having one boss that could fire me at any time, now I have 40. Some pay me a lot, some pay me a little, right? So the ones that pay me a little, okay, no big deal. It's attrition. Move on. If they're medium to larger size, again, it stings, but it doesn't kill, right? And what happens is, when someone has all of their incoming income tied into one particular business, and then all of a sudden you're fired, laid off for whatever reason, that's panic mode.
Yep.
And you need to think about that.
Yeah.
That's a big gap in your ability to produce income for yourself and your family.
Yeah. A position that nobody ever wants to be in, but very few prepare for.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're enjoying the work that you do now?
I am. Right now I'm in New York City.
Oh, nice.
My girlfriend had a presentation here yesterday and today. So I basically just came along for the ride. And, not to sound too cocky about it, but I really came because I could,
Yep.
right? I didn't have the kids. It was cheap enough to come. The hotel was already paid for by the company. So why not?
Oh, exactly.
And that to me is very exciting. And I leverage that all the time. My office is my laptop. Everything fits in my backpack, and it's very exciting. And I'm
Yeah.
very blessed to have that.
That's the perfect kind of life as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that at some point. Not mine right now, unfortunately.
It'll come.
It'll come. Yep. Well, great. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
All right. So first of all, how long were you thinking about getting all this together and getting this published?
The podcast altogether?
Well, when I'm get to hear my voice on your channel.
Oh, this is going to happen on the 2nd of December.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's when it'll go live. That's
Mm-hmm.
the day that Jamie picked for us to be launching and having the summit go live.
So you went through his podcasting class?
I did. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
did the podcasting 101 course that he did, a little 3-day course back in April and May, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually launched my podcast at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't feel right at that point to buy the full course, but I did it this month, so I've been doing it. We're in the last week of it now.
And so I met Jamie at a convention called Funnel Hacking Live.
Yep.
Back in back in February. Did you go to that as well, or?
No, I've never been to it.
So how did you find them?
I was actually asking myself that a little while ago. I belong to another Facebook group for people who are house sitters internationally, and the organizers of that group are friends with Jamie through ClickFunnels and through various things. And he had mentioned to his network that he was starting this podcasting 101 group, and he was looking for people. So she mentioned it in her group, and I said, well, I'll go take a look and see what it's like. I was busy house sitting at the time. I was down in Mexico for 5 weeks with,
Wow.
nothing to do but look after a couple of little dogs. So I figured, hey, I'll give it a shot. I had never thought about doing a podcast before in my life, but I really enjoyed Jamie, and I really enjoyed the course.
Yeah, he's a bundle of energy, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And how do you find that course? I mean, do you find it like actionable? Do you feel that the tools that he's giving you is going to bring you the success that you're looking for? Or?
Yeah, I think I'm confident that they will. He's put a lot into it. He puts 120% into everything that he does, and he gives us more than what he's telling us he's going to give us every single day. And he's working really hard. He's on top of all of the things that we're doing all the time, and he's right there beside us to answer the questions. It's amazing.
And he's also like providing you the support, like giving you the roadmap of like, do this today, do this
Everything.
tomorrow.
Yep. Every single day for 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yep.
That is amazing. Well, good luck with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So let me know how I can help.
Yep.
Right. And that, like I said, I've been on my own now for 11 years since the last time I got laid off.
Wow.
And if there's anything I can, like, if you have any questions, like, I don't know, if you're looking to redesign your website and then, like you go on Upwork and you think the guy's not being on the level with you and you want like a technical person to, to help you answer the questions, like whatever it is, I'm all about paying it forward. So, if I can help someone out, I believe that sometime in the future without any, real reservation, I think you'll help me out as well. So.
For sure. Yeah. And that goes, I'm not sure what I can do for you right now, but someday you never know.
Well,
I'm always here.
It's going to be you posting this, and it's going to inspire someone else.
Exactly.
Tell a friend, and it's going to come back. So that's what I'm banking on.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Yeah, it was great talking to you.
All right.
Go enjoy New York.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Ciao.